Morning, YouTubers, Facebookers and Instagrammers. I'm here with Ruby this morning, one of my clients' dogs. I've been training her for about 6-8 months. Dom, who owns her, brings her twice a week. I was taking her out for her sessions. We established fairly early on that she was quite a smart bitch, but she was just accelerating a little bit too quickly in her training for Dom to keep up as a novice handler. I'm glad we did. Dom has now taken over one of the sessions of the week, which I'm training him with, and he's getting on really good. But the other session this morning, I'm heading out. We're going to see if we can find a few birds and show you a dog that patterns nicely, turns sharp and stops. The ultimate holy grail for a Spaniel. So let's see if we can find some birds. Right, so here I am with Ruby. Ruby's just over a year old, and Dom, her owner, brought her to me fairly early on. But it was very quickly clear that the dog was quite a good bitch, and I was slightly concerned that Dom wasn't going to be able to keep up with the speed of which the dog was progressing, and we made the decision that he would come twice a week and that I would spend probably 6-8 months starting to train the dog to get the dog up to speed. Now, I would much always rather train the handler, but sometimes just something arises where you think, okay, we need to take advantage of this period, otherwise we might lose the dog or lose the opportunity with the dog. So as I said, I started training the dog a couple of times a week. He would come along, I would take her out. We're at the point now, though, where he is doing one of the sessions a week with me, where he's learning to handle her now, which he's doing a great job on. But this is one of my sessions at the beginning of the week, out with her, doing a little bit of hunting. I knew there was some game about. And what you'll notice is that I'm letting her have her head a little bit. I'm letting her work out where the game might be. I'm always talking about with my clients, getting a sharp turn first before you worry about your pattern. If you spend all your time worrying about your pattern, you probably won't have very good control, and control is the key to everything. Also, constantly pulling your dog off lines will stop your dog developing the ability to find game. Lots of dogs can bump into game, but they aren't always necessary figuring out the dots that take them to the end result, i.e. the bird. So I'm letting the dog take little lines here and there. I know there's game here. When I pip her back across my toes. So pip or double pip means come across my toes, not turn. It's just that in most cases, your dog has to turn to come across your toes. And that's ultimately what keeps the dog in front of me all the time and keeps me safe. It's not recall, guys. It's about turning the dog, keeping the dog in that safe environment immediately in front of me. This was filmed on a wide angle lens, so it looks like the dog's going further than she actually is. And we're about to find a bird here. Boom. Lovely. Away she goes. Sat there waiting for me. No fuss, no fidgeting. Watch the bird away.
Good girl.
Okay, so we're going to go again in a sec. Off we go. Carry on hunting. Lovely. She's forgotten about that bird already. And we're looking to try and find the next one now. So, as I said, we're just allowing the dog to figure out the information coming through its nose, going to its brain. And as the dog gets better, we'll start to develop more of a pattern. She's still in training at the moment. And she's a very good retriever as well. But today was just about hunting, keeping her close, letting her work it out across my toes, making sure she turns on every turn whistle. And as I said, this was shot on a wide angle lens, so like I say, it does look like the dog's going quite far, but you'll see right in across my toes when I pip her. Hopefully we're going to find another bird in a minute. Yeah, I spend a lot of time talking about clients. They're always worried about their pattern rather than worrying about whether they can actually control the dog. So I talk about this a lot, making sure your dog turns well and comes across your toes. Ultimately, that's what keeps you out of trouble, not a recall. If you're constantly having to recall your dog in, you're not looking at the issues that are before that, okay? So the only time I'll recall is when I'm finished. But because I'm ultimately in control of the dog, that's not really the way that I use it. Anyway, hopefully we're going to find another bird in a minute here. She's doing a great job of hunting this ground out. She's very proficient, especially for such a young bitch. And she's going to make a fantastic shooting dog for Dom when she's finished. Okay, I think we're going to work our way up towards another bird in a minute. I really enjoy watching this dog go. So we're heading up towards this top corner here. There's been quite a few birds in here. The sun gets on this bit of ground in the morning, and when it's been cold like it has recently, It's always the best places to look for a bird. She's very level-headed as well, but we've done a lot of training on that. She's been in the route pen. She's done her certificate in the pen, so to speak. Here we go. I think we're about to come up to another bird in a sec. Still just keeping her nice and neat across my toes when I want her there, back across. Here we go. Lovely. Now, often as you start to get towards the end of a piece of crop, that's the most likely time. There we go, bird away. Wasn't off her nose. It was a bit of a loose flush, but with a novice dog, I still like to make them wait. Look at that, nicely switched off. No fuss, no noise, patience. Here we go, pretty much near the end of the session. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've got any questions or you want help with online training, don't forget to get in touch via Facebook. Follow me on Instagram, Hampshire Spaniel Training. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Good girlie. Good girlie.